9 ways to get out of your comfort zone. How do you define your comfort zone? The dictionary says it's the place where you feel comfortable and your abilities are not being tested. In a second definition, the comfort zone is the place where you don't have to do anything new or different. We've all heard the saying to get out of your comfort zone. But what does that mean? It sounds like an easy phrase to throw around, but sometimes advice is easier to give than to take. Luckily, I have learned some things about the freedom that comes from trying something new and breaking out of boxes and restrictions, sometimes self imposed. I would like to share the things that I have learned that may have seemed uncomfortable at first, but brought me joy, excitement, and opportunities. Embracing new experiences can do more that enrich your life and business career. Those new experiences could change your life and the direction of your career. How to get out of your comfort zone. A long time ago, I was the assistant manager of a warehouse. It was a job that paid well and had a 9 to 5 schedule with no weekend work. My boss was a very nice man who treated all employees very well. The company was sold and we lost all our jobs. It was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Since college, I had worked in jobs that involved warehousing, shipping, and receiving. I was good at it, but I can't say that I ever really liked it. I used the severe pay to buy a backpack and other gear, then spent 3 months hiking. Can you say get out of your comfort zone? And after lots of planning, I almost didn't go. I got offered another job. What to do? Take the job or step off into the woods? As I agonized over the decision, here is what my best friend said to me. How are you going to feel if you don't? So that is your barometer. Is there something new you have always wanted to try? A place you have always wanted to visit? How does it feel not to do anything about it? Ready? Here are some ideas for how to get out of your comfort zone and achieve new things. 1. Make changes to your daily routine. This is an easy one because it seems with opportunities to change. Leave early, park a few blocks from work, and take a walk. Walking for pleasure is a kind of lost art rediscovered during the pandemic. Shelter in place, no non essential travel. Uh, but no one said you couldn't take a walk. In fact, there are few better ways to practice social distancing. A short walk is a nice way to spend a lunch break. Do you always watch the morning and evening newscast at specified times? Skip it. Use the time to read a book or listen to music. Try a book on tape or language learning tape during your commute. Number 2. Delegate or mentor. This one may make you uncomfortable. Why can't assign some of your work to an employee, right? Wouldn't it be better to do it yourself? What if the employee doesn't do it right? What if it causes a problem? You will never know if employees can handle a new task unless you let them try. The reward may be twofold: two people getting out of their comfort zone. The employee also steps out and gets to try something new. As a manager or a team leader, you may find that delegating work is something that has the fear factor attached to it. So before you totally let go out of the reins, delegate the work as you mentor that employee. In other words, keep a close eye on things that first time as you are outside of your comfort zone. Start small with easy tasks and add more challenges to the employee as you begin to feel comfortable with their skills. Learn something new. I have this very precious Fender folk guitar that came along with me each time I moved. Of course, I hadn't played it for about 35 years. Then one day, I saw that a local art center was offering lessons. Impulsively, I enrolled. It was awesome to reconnect with that side of me. Learning to play a musical instrument is a great option for a new experience. But there are lots more. Ride a horse, build a model plane or car, take a class at a local college, try an unfamiliar spot for a weekend getaway or vacation. Number 4. One nice thing or volunteer. In my neighborhood, I couldn't help but notice the changes being made to a formerly forlorn looking plain house. A couple of times I saw a young couple working in the yard where they would added flower beds and a new walkway to the door. I learned their names and got one of those blank greeting cards. I wrote them a little note just saying that it was nice to see the house being transformed. It was just a couple of lines and I didn't sign it. I felt good about doing that and hoped they enjoyed the prize. Try to do one nice thing for someone every day. This should not be a secret. It feels really good to do something for another person. It's best if you can do it anonymously. You can spend some of your free time volunteering, even if it is only in a small way. You could visit someone at a nursing home, or walk dogs at an animal shelter, help clean up a town park or cemetery. I would make a guess that every non-profit organization wishes it had more volunteers and everyone has an email address. Don't think you have an applicable skills. You may be surprised. Forget about being uncomfortable and make contact. Number 5. Physical change, mental change. To get out of your comfort zone, you make a physical change such as embarking on a fitness program and diet plan. Sometimes that leap from the comfort zone is a big one. Take the first step by making an appointment with your physician and seeking advice. Physical exercise can be a boost to your mental health. For another improvement to your mental health, take time out from news, noise, and electronics by unplugging. Even if you only take a 1 hour shutdown, the peace you gain is worth the disconnect. You may find like this so much, you will make a point of it doing every day. Number 6. Face fear. I always tossed and turned the night before speech class. I dreaded it. The teacher had this favorite exercise that I loathed. She would write topics on little scraps of paper and put the scraps in a hat. She would stall the easels and stop next to a student who would pick a piece of paper. If you were the victim, I mean student, you would then walk to the front of the class, look at your topic, and give a 3 minute speech. And then a funny thing started happening as I go out of your comfort zones 3 days a week. Well, I got used to it. I found that comfort zone were funny things, the things that you feared become things that were at home in the comfort zone. Public speaking is something that most of us dread, but every time I got up in front of the class, I got better at it. I still get nervous if I have to speak in front of a large group, but facing the fear of public speaking in that comparatively small class laid down the groundwork. If the thought of speaking to a group makes your knees knock, start small. Are there other fears that stop you from getting out of your comfort zone? One way to address these fears is to make lists. The worst that could happen and the best that could happen. As my wise friend said long ago, how are you going to feel if you don't? Focus on the best things that can happen if you get to face fear. Accept that the worst things that can happen may not be bad. Number 7. Get out there. Have you tried an unusual recipe? Crafted your thoughts about a season or an event from your day? Redecorated your office, home, or backyard? Get it out there for public response. Posting a personal accomplishment or event can be daunting if you're afraid of negative response. Take the plunge and get feedback, good and bad. Every like will make you smile. Number 8. Up your game. Did you ever hear the advice about how you should always play tennis with someone who is a better player than you are? That's true in many areas of our lives and career. Think about where you want to be in your career. You may already know or be aware of people who are in that place. If you want to be successful like them, shouldn't you hang with successful people? To get where you want to be, reach out to someone you respect. The easiest way may be through getting the person's email address. Ask if you can schedule a short meeting to get feedback and advice on your current path. Number 9, the final one, single step. I used to work with a guy who every day at lunch talked about how all he wanted was to cabin in the woods. To my knowledge, he never did anything about that wish. For example, he didn't start saving a week towards that goal. It is said that the longest journey starts with a single step, and this is true. People may have a goal of running a marathon, but since that distance is so daunting, they don't stop. So, be the change,